Hello! My name is Kallista, and welcome to Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is, of course, the remake of the classic BioWare trilogy released in 2021, although the original Mass Effect game, the one we're going to be focusing on today, came out all the way back in 2007. Now, I am very excited to get into this. I have been itching to get my claws into this series for such a long time. Now, there is a little bit of preamble before I want to jump into the Let's Play. Feel free to skip ahead, however, it is somewhat important. First things first, this Let's Play is blind, so please be kind. Please don't post spoilers in the comment section below. Now, you may have noticed there is the option to resume. I literally just played up until the point where Shepard could run around the Normandy. BioWare has a tendency of the lighting in character creation being very different from the actual in-game lighting, and I just wanted to make sure that I liked how my Shepard looked. I didn't even bother naming her. I just wanted to make sure that I had created something I liked. If we're going to be playing this character for 3 games, I want to like how she looks. Secondly, I love the Dragon Age games. If you have watched any of my past series, then you will know that I am a massive fan of the Dragon Age games. So you may or may not be thinking, Kallista, if you love the Dragon Age games so much, why did you never try out Mass Effect? Surely that would be the next logical game you should play. Well, to be honest, I just prefer fantasy over sci-fi. I enjoy sci-fi, but I'll always pick fantasy when push comes to shove. Now, technically speaking, I did buy the original Mass Effect trilogy. I bought it in November of 2020. Now, you may be able to see where this is going. So, technically speaking, I have seen the beginning of Mass Effect 1. I think if I were to check on the EA app, it says I've played about 11 hours. Like 5 or 6 hours of that were in character creation, just trying to create perfection. I spent another couple of hours trying to pick a class because I remember starting the game as a biotic and immediately regretting my choices. So, you know, I spent a lot of time trying to find a class that I could actually play. So I have seen up to the point where Shepard gets the keys to the Normandy. So I've basically already played through like the kind of prologue opening couple of hours of the game, at which point, you know, I sat in my chair and thought to myself, oh, that was a really good gaming session. Let me just go check Twitter. And that's when I saw it. Mass Effect Legendary Edition has just been announced, coming out next year. All 3 games, all of the DLCs with updated graphics for a price much, much lower than what I had just spent. And I was so salty that I never played the games again. So technically speaking, the opening of the first game is not blind. However, after that, I have no idea what happens in the first game. I literally haven't heard anything about Mass Effect 2, and the only thing I know about Mass Effect 3 is that people got really upset about the romances, and people were really upset with the ending. That is all I have heard about the final game. Now then, just so you are aware, if you are looking for a Let's Play that is kind of hardcore, you know, very focused on creating a good build for Shepard, and they're really skilled at combat and they're going to be rushing through this, then thank you for checking out this Let's Play. However, this is not the Let's Play for you. I like to take my time. I'm rather slow-paced. There will also be many tongue fumbles. That's a part of the KallistaPlays experience. I like to read all of the codex entries. So if you're looking for a slower-paced Let's Play, that's a tongue twister and a half, then, you know, maybe this will be the Let's Play for you. Also, this will be a role-playing series. I like to roleplay. I like to, you know, give my characters a backstory and you know, just inhabit that character. So if at any point I do something and you're like, Callista, why would you do that? Please just remember, I'm not going to be playing as Callista Shepard. I'm going to be playing as someone else. So, okay, I think that is everything I wanted to say. So we are good to make a start. I'm really fond of this music. I wasn't expecting this, because it's really soothing. Let's be honest, it's quite a soothing, calming melody. I'm not gonna lie, when I first booted up the game, I was expecting something a lot more hyper, shall we say? Something a lot more manic.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested. Establishing secure connection. Secure connection confirmed.
Okay, we want a new ID, if you please. Custom female.
Please log in to access your profile.
And we will be playing as Naomi Shepard.
Warning, data corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile. Confirm pre-service history.
Okay, so we have Spacer. Both of your parents were in the Alliance military. Your childhood was spent on ships and stations as they transferred from posting to posting, never staying in one location for more than a few years. Following in your parents' footsteps, you enlisted at the age of 18. Colonist. You were born and raised on Mindwar, a small border colony in the Attican Traverse. When you were 16, slavers raided Mindwar, slaughtering your family and friends. You were saved by a passing Alliance patrol, and you enlisted with the military a few years later. Earthborn. You were an orphan raised on the streets of the great megatropolises covering Earth. You escaped the life of petty crime and underworld gangs by enlisting with the Alliance military when you turned 18. So Naomi was Earthborn.
Confirm psychological profile.
Sole survivor. During your service, a mission you were on went horribly wrong. Trapped in an extreme survival situation, you had to overcome physical torments and psychological stresses that would have broken most people. You survived while all those around you fell, and now you alone are left to tell the tale. War hero. Early in your military career, you found yourself facing an overwhelming enemy force. You risked your own life to save your fellow soldiers and defeat the enemy despite the impossible odds. Your bravery and heroism have earned you medals and recognition from the Alliance fleet. And ruthless. Throughout your military career, you have held fast to one basic rule: get the job done. You've been called cold, calculating, and brutal. Your reputation for ruthless efficiency makes your fellow soldiers wary of you. But when failure is not an option, the military always goes to you first. So Naomi is a sole survivor.
Confirm military specialization.
Now then, I'm not gonna read through all of these. However, Naomi, she is your everyday soldier. She doesn't have any special talents. She doesn't have any kind of special skill set. You just give this lass a gun and she can go to town. Soldiers are combat specialists ideal for the front lines of a firefight. Soldiers have improved health and can specialize in the use of all weapon types. Starts with the ability to wear medium armor and can train into the use of heavy armor. Yeah, there we go.
Confirm facial identification.
Oh, we want to change this up. Now then, normally I'd cut away, however... There we go. I love this feature. This is such a handy-dandy feature, but yeah, this is my girl. This is Naomi. Come on, turn. There we go. I love her. I think she is so cute. Now face forwards, there we go. Now then, as I mentioned before, I do like giving my characters backstories, so if you're not interested in hearing Naomi's backstory, a timestamp should be popping up in this area over here. Just skip ahead to then, but for those of you who are interested, so Naomi is aged 29 at the beginning of Mass Effect, or at least that's what I've been led to believe. Naomi was born in one of the slums on the outskirts of the megatropolis that is Seattle, Washington. It was a tough, harsh life, and the people there have a tendency of living fast and dying young. Naomi lived with her mother, who was little more than a child herself. She was only 17 when she gave birth to Naomi, and she had a rather nasty drug habit that had caused her parents to disown her a couple of years prior. Naomi never knew her biological father. Instead, she would deal with her mother's boyfriends. Each would come into her life proclaiming to be her new daddy, stick around for a couple of months, and then leave. It was rare that her mother didn't have some form of company in the tiny apartment they called home, and as a result, Naomi would do everything she could to avoid the apartment. She'd stay with her friends or even just hang around on the street. Anything was better than going home. It was a rather dangerous life for a young girl, but by the time she was 10, Naomi was wise beyond her years. She knew how to run fast, and she knew where to hit someone in case they did manage to grab her. And Naomi did have friends to back her up. A couple of older kids who ran with the 10th Street Reds, a pretty well-known gang in the area. They offered to put in a good word for her and help her join up. They said she could make a bit of money running packages for the gang. Naomi realised that by packages they probably meant drugs or something equally as illicit, but she didn't really care. She needed the money. And so Naomi joined the 10th Street Reds. At first she acted as a runner for them, but they quickly realised that she could pack a mean punch, and so they started having her target runners from other gangs. It was more dangerous, sure, but the pay was good, and Naomi needed the money. Her mother rarely had money of her own, and the threat of eviction constantly loomed over them. And then one day it happened. Naomi returned to the apartment only to find that the landlord had changed the locks, and her mother was nowhere to be found. Naomi searched for a little while, but it soon became apparent that her mother had ditched her. Naomi remembers sitting on the curb as she tried to process the thought that she was now alone. A cockroach crawled out of some nearby garbage, though it was quickly smushed under the boot of a passerby. Naomi watched as after a minute the cockroach's crumpled legs began twitching. If a cockroach could survive here, why couldn't she? Naomi would dedicate herself to the 10th Street Reds. They had been more of a family to her anyway. With the gang claiming her full attention, Naomi quickly began rising through the ranks, and this was when she met Skylar. She was only 20, but she acted like she had lived twice as long. She looked out for Naomi, took her under her wing, and became the older sister that Naomi had never had. They would dream about leaving the slums together. If they pooled their money, maybe they could leave Seattle, go someplace far away from all of the smog. It was a silly dream in hindsight, but it got Naomi through her teenage years. When she was 17, life seemed good. She had respect, a bit of money in her pocket, and life seemed stable. But nothing was truly stable in those slums. She hadn't seen Skylar for a couple of weeks, but that wasn't particularly unusual. Skylar liked to party, so Naomi just assumed that that was what she was doing. She was horrified to learn that Skylar was actually dead. She had gone to a party around 10 days ago, taken something, and had a bad reaction. Naomi found herself looking at her fellow gang members differently. They knew how close she was to Skylar, yet none of them had said anything. They claimed that Skylar was family, yet none of them seemed even remotely upset. It was then that Naomi knew she had to get away, and the following year when she turned 18, she signed up with the Alliance. Basic was brutal, but Naomi had a hunger to succeed. To be honest, some of the people there were worse than the training. A few looked down on her because of where she had come from. They called her a rat. But Naomi was no rat. She was a cockroach, and she would survive. Her military career was relatively quiet. Until a coup, that is. Her unit was sent to find the missing pioneer team. They found nothing. Until nightfall, when trouble found them. It descended upon her unit, tentacles and teeth, and so much acid. They tried to run back to the landing zone. Naomi still remembers the screams, the sound of flesh sizzling, but she just kept running. By the time help arrived, Naomi was the only one left. She found herself thrust into the spotlight as the top brass turned their gaze on her. They even built a statue of her on a coos. But to Naomi, it just hammered home one thought, that the cockroach would survive. Naomi's current objective is to do her duty to the best of her ability and prove that greatness can come from anywhere. That no matter someone's place of birth, their level of wealth, their creed, or the colour of their skin, everyone is capable of being inspiring. And there we go, that is Naomi's backstory. Lovely jubbly. So I did look up some spoiler-free details of what, you know, Shepard's backstory means, whether they're, you know, a spacer, a colonist, Earthborn, you know, the various mission types. I did just look that up because I do enjoy writing backstories for my characters, and I didn't want to be like, oh, she made her name on this mission, and then it's like, nah, she was in a coos. She was on a coos and she did a thing and she lived. So it was all spoiler-free, all very spoiler-free, you know, bits and pieces. I think it's stuff that you'd get in the Codex entry on your Shepard, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how her backstory turned out, so there we go.
Profile reconstruction complete.
Yep, that is perfect.
Identification confirmed.
Yep, we want normal, auto level up is off. Yeah, that looks good.
Well, what about Shepard? Earthborn, but no record of her family.
Doesn't have one. She was raised on the streets, learned to look out for herself.
She saw her whole unit die on a cruise. She could have some serious emotional scars.
Every soldier has scars. Shepard's a survivor.
Is that the kind of person we want protecting the galaxy?
That's the only kind of person who can protect the galaxy.
I'll make the call.
Prime relays in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander?
We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot. Acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit. Green. Approach run has begun. Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1.
Thrusters? Check. Navigation? Check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift? Just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment. So you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead. So that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.
Oh, I absolutely love how Naomi looks. I think I did such a good job on her face. I'm not gonna lie, I am patting myself on the back rather hard. Yeah, I know how this works. It's a mouse wheel. So yeah, we have, I agree, you're overreacting, cut the chatter. So Naomi is, for the most part, quite paragon. You know, she believes in, you know, trying to be an inspiration. However, she does have a certain couple of topics that she is rather sensitive about. If you slag off what happened on Aku's, no. If you try and throw her past back in her face and try and make it out that, oh, you're less than because you were raised poor, no, she will come for you. She will come for you hard. But, you know, for the most part, you know, I think she tries to be calm and collected and, you know, logical.
They don't send Spectres on shakedown runs.
So there's more going on here than the captain's letting on.
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
Yeah, I did, and he sounds rather upset, doesn't he?
He sounds angry. Something must have gone wrong with the mission.
Captain always sounds like that when he's talking to me.
Can't possibly imagine why.
And there we go. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, what do you two have to say?
You probably don't want to keep the captain waiting, Commander.
Okay, but I want to look around. I want to look around and speak to everyone.
The captain's waiting for you in the comm room, Commander.
Okay, fair dues. All right.
I'm telling you, I just saw him. He marched by like he was on a mission.
He's a Spectre. They're always on a mission.
And we're getting dragged right along with him.
Relax, Presley. You're gonna give yourself an ulcer.
Okay, now before we do that, if I remember correctly, in the original games, yeah, we do have some points. Aha! The squad screen lets you view your team's talents. Mouse over a talent or its rank to view it. Click on a talent to spend a talent point to gain a rank in it. As you gain levels, you will acquire talent points and unlock higher ranks. Okay, so first thing I wanted to give me that charm. Thank you. Because as we all know, opening up additional dialogue choices is the most important thing in any BioWare game.
Congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see the captain?
Yeah, but I heard you arguing, sir.
Sounds like you don't trust our Turian guest.
Sorry, Commander. Just having a chat with Adams down at engineering. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. But you have to admit, something's odd about this mission. The whole crew feels it.
You think the Alliance brass is holding out on us?
If all we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system, why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top covert agents. Why send a Spectre, a Turian Spectre, on a shakedown run? It doesn't add up.
What do you know about the stealth systems?
I just know it masks our location from scans and sensors. Cutting-edge technology. The Normandy's the only ship with this prototype drive. But why are we fully staffed? A skeleton crew would be cheaper, less chance of security leaks too. Plus there's Nihilus. It's pretty obvious this shakedown run is just a cover.
Yeah, but a cover for what?
For what?
Damned if I know, Commander. We're out here on false pretenses. I'm not a fan of being left in the dark.
Do you have a problem with the captain?
No, ma'am. But I can't figure out what he's doing here. Captain Anderson is one of the most decorated Special Forces officers in the service. If he melted down all his medals, he could make a life-size statue of himself. You don't send a soldier like that on a do-nothing mission. He's treating this shakedown run too seriously. Something big is going on.
You don't trust Nihilus?
I don't like Turians in general. It runs in my family. My grandfather fought in the First Contact War. Lost a lot of friends when the Turians hit us.
Oh, I don't think Naomi would be too happy with that answer. I don't think she tolerates racism of any kind. I mean, growing up where she did, she probably faced, you know, a lot of hatred for the color of her skin. And also just seeing what those kinds of hatreds can do to groups, the further on it gets, you know, gang wars forming, innocent people getting hurt. Yeah, I don't think she'd be too happy with that.
That was 30 years ago. You can't blame Nihilus for that.
No, I guess not. But it still makes me nervous to have a Spectre on board, especially a Turian. We're an Alliance vessel, human military, but Nihilus doesn't answer to the captain like the rest of us. Spectres operate outside the normal chain of command. And they don't come along just to observe shakedown runs. Nihilus looks like he's expecting some heavy action. I don't like it.
Yeah, well, we can look into it.
I'll see if I can get some answers when I see him.
Good luck, Commander.
Yeah, the crew seems to be on high alert. It's freaking everyone out.
Doc. It's not the kind of place Spectres visit. There's something Nihilus isn't telling us about this mission.
That's crazy. The captain's in charge here. He wouldn't take orders from a Spectre.
Not his choice, Doc. Spectres don't answer to anyone. They can do whatever they want. Kill anyone who gets in their way.
Oh, you watch too many spy vids, Jenkins.
Now that is a voice I recognize. This is the lady who voices, oh god, what's she called? The clan leader in the Dalish origin story in Dragon Age Origins. Hello.
What do you think, Commander? We won't be staying on Eden Prime too long, will we? I'm itching for some real action.
I sincerely hope you're kidding, Corporal. Your real action usually ends with me patching up crew members in the infirmary.
You need to calm down, Corporal. A good soldier stays cool even under fire.
Sorry, Commander, but this waiting's killing me. I've never been on a mission like this before, not one with a Spectre on board.
Oh, buddy, you'll do fine.
Just treat this like every other assignment you've had and everything will work out.
Easy for you to say. You proved yourself on a cruise. Everybody knows what you can do. This is my big chance. I need to show the brass what I can do.
Oh, that would have earned like an eye twitch from Naomi. He's young and he's kind of an idiot. He's not thinking about what he's saying. He clearly didn't mean that. It was a disrespectful thing to say because people died. People died on a cruise. It was disrespectful, but he didn't mean it like that. He gets one. He gets one of them, and if he does it again, no.
You're young, Corporal. You have a long career ahead of you. Don't do something stupid to mess it up.
Don't worry, ma'am. I'm not gonna screw this up.
Yeah, I get the feeling this guy is like, you know, like fresh out of basic, 20, 21, something like that.
What can you tell me about Nihilus?
Turians are generally well respected by the other species. Their fleet has more patrols protecting Citadel space than any other. They don't always get on well with us, though. Some people find them too rigid. Others still blame them for the First Contact War. As for Nihilus, I haven't said more than 2 words to him. He usually only speaks to the captain.
I hope we get a chance to see him in action. I heard Nihilus took down an entire enemy platoon all by himself.
What do you know about the Spectres?
Only what I've heard. Spectre agents work directly for the Citadel Council. They usually work alone or in small groups. Spectres don't have any official power, though. Basically, they're a shadow organization with a mandate to preserve and protect galactic stability.
Protect it at any cost. Don't forget that part. Spectres operate above the law.
And there aren't any human Spectres.
Why don't we have any of our own people in there?
Spectres usually come from the Council races, like the Turians. We've been trying to get a human accepted into their ranks for years now. So far, it hasn't happened.
Hey, Commander, you'd make a good Spectre. You're always getting dropped into impossible situations, forced to survive unbeatable odds. Just like you on a cruise.
Okay, no, sir. Sir, you... Buddy, a cruise wasn't some fun situation where she had a picnic and got a medal. No.
50 Marines died there, Jenkins.
Sorry, Commander. I didn't mean to offend you. I respect what you did there. We all do.
Let's not dwell on the past, Commander. Was there something else you needed?
You need to think, sir. You need to learn to think before you say or do stuff.
How do you control agents with unlimited power?
I suppose the Council could revoke the Spectre status of an agent who got out of hand. At that point, Citadel Security Services would take over.
Those C-Sec grunts wouldn't stand a chance. The Spectres were 20 ordinary soldiers. The Spectres police themselves. An agent goes rogue, they send another agent to take him down. That's Spectre justice.
The Corporal's confusing romantic legends with reality, Commander.
Spectre justice does sound like a telenovela that might be viewable in this universe, I'm not gonna lie.
You're from Eden Prime, aren't you, Jenkins? What's it like?
It's very peaceful, Commander. They've been real careful with development, so you don't have any city noise or pollution. My parents lived on the outskirts of the colony. At night, I used to climb this big hill and stare across the fields back at the lights from the main settlement. It was gorgeous. But when I got older, I realized it was a little too calm and quiet for me. That's why I joined the Alliance. Even Paradise gets boring after a while.
So why are we going there?
Any idea why Eden Prime was chosen as our destination?
Not really sure, Commander. Eden Prime's one of our most stable colonies. Good place to take the Normandy for a shakedown run, I guess. No real danger there. There's gotta be something else going on. We've got a Spectre on board. That's why I'm so wound up. I can't wait for the real mission to start.
Okay, then.
The captain's waiting for me.
Goodbye, Commander.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a couple of years since I played the opening of the original Mass Effect game, but I do remember this guy does not get the opportunity to learn. He does not get the opportunity to learn to think before he acts.
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
Sir, are you psychic? What's going on?
The captain said he'd meet me here.
He's on his way. I'm interested in this world we're going to. Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
Nihilus is just psychic. Why not?
They say it's a paradise.
Yes, a paradise. Serene, tranquil, safe. Eden Prime has become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies across the galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it, really?
The game's getting started so very early with the bugs, sir.
Do you know something?
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
I think it's about time we told the Commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
Yeah, that was kind of obvious, but Naomi's not going to be rude about it.
I figured there was something you weren't telling us.
We're making a covert pickup on Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
There must be a reason you didn't tell me about this, sir?
This comes down from the top, Commander. Information strictly on a need-to-know basis. A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
I thought the Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago.
Their legacy still remains. The mass relays, the Citadel, our ship drives. It's all based on Prothean technology.
This is big, Shepard. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
Oh, now... Why did we tell the council? I can kind of guess the answer to this. Why did we tell them? Well, because we didn't want to look like giant dicks. Like, hoarding this technology for ourselves, it would have put humanity in an even worse position. It's pretty clear that humans aren't trusted yet, so it's better to share resources. Here's the thing, Naomi wouldn't ask this. If I don't think she'd ask something, then I'm not gonna ask it, even if it means I am technically getting less information. Like I can guess the answer. I can guess the answer for that. I don't think it would be for some out there reason. It is literally just because we want to show that we are friendly. Yeah.
It never hurts to have a few extra hands on board.
The beacon's not the only reason I'm here, Shepard.
Nihilus wants to see you in action, Commander. He's here to evaluate you.
Guess that explains why I bump into him every time I turn around.
The Alliance has been pushing for this for a long time. Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
Not many could have survived what you went through on Akuz. You showed a remarkable will to live, a particularly useful talent. That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
Why would a Turian want a human in the Spectres?
Not all Turians resent humanity. Some of us see the potential of your species. We see what you have to offer to the rest of the galaxy, and to the Spectres. We are an elite group. It's rare to find an individual with the skills we seek. I don't care that you're human, Shepard. I only care that you can do the job.
The fact that his mouth isn't moving is so distracting. Like I said, I find this more amusing than anything. Because BioWare can have some very buggy games, let's be honest.
I assume this is good for the Alliance.
Earth needs this, Shepard. We're counting on you.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
Well, what can you tell me about the Protheans?
What do you know about the Protheans?
Just what they taught us in school. They were a technologically advanced species that ruled the galaxy 50,000 years ago. Then they vanished. Nobody really knows how or why, though I've heard plenty of theories. But everyone agrees, galactic civilization wouldn't exist without them.
Their citadel is the very heart of galactic society, and without their mass relays, interstellar travel would be impossible. We all owe the Protheans a great debt.
I'd like to know more about Eden Prime before we touch down.
It's a peaceful farming world, but it represents something much bigger. Eden Prime is one of our oldest and most successful colonies. It proved we were ready to face the challenges of settling new worlds, to forge a place for humanity beyond Earth. It symbolizes humanity's growth and evolution as a spacefaring species. And after this, it will be known as the world where humans made a discovery of galactic importance.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology, even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That was just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Such as?
Like who?
The Attican Traverse isn't the most stable sector of Citadel space. There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship. Plus, Eden Prime is right on the border of the Terminus systems.
The Attican Traverse is under Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
Okay. Okay.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
Bring it up on screen.
Get down!
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need...
Everything cuts out after that. No comm traffic at all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5. Status report.
17 minutes out, Captain. No other Alliance ships in the area.
Take us in, Joker. Fast and quiet. This mission just got a lot more complicated.
A small strike team can move quickly, without drawing attention. It's our best chance to secure the beacon.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold. Tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander. You're going in.
Engaging stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective. The beacon's your top priority.
Approaching drop point 1.
Nihilus, you're coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
Nihilus will scout out ahead. He'll feed you status reports throughout the mission. Otherwise, I want radio silence.
Clearly he needed a scare. Clearly he needed a scare, and that shocked him into speaking verbally rather than telepathically. He can count on us.
We've got his back, Captain.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck.
We are approaching drop point 2.
Ship perimeter secure, Commander.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. I do like during that cutscene when he's
got hit hard, Commander. Hostiles everywhere. Keep your guard up.
Okie doke, Nihilus. Okie doke. What I was going to say is when Nihilus is looking at the Reaper ship and his gills kind of do that little shudder, that little oh fuck shudder. I think that's adorable. Alrighty then, however, I am just about out of time for this episode. Normally, I'd end the episode by going over some codex entries. However, this episode has been a little longer as it is, so we're going to end off right here. In the next one, we explore Eden Prime. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.